Well, it looks like the Hells Angels are getting some competition, man. The Outlaws are moving into an area that they've been exclusively in forever. Plus, they got other ones like the Rebels moving in. They also have Satan's Choice moving in. Man, oh man, I never thought I'd see it in this area. Also, Black Dragon, man, you went batshit crazy on me, man, thinking that law enforcement clubs belong on some, list of, from one percenters at top. You brought them in at number 5, man. What's going on with you? You're just killing me out there. First, let's go to this deal. This is up in British Columbia. Yes, I know it's in Canada, but we got a lot of people that watch us from there. Biker News Canada actually covers a lot of what's going on up there. But this I'm covering because I was like struck. I was like, man, British Columbia, it's always been Hell's Angels up there. The whole country is, and my Barcher or whatever the hell his name is, they got goofy French names up there that Hollywood can't pronounce. They do that on purpose sometimes, I think. But he flipped a ton of clubs and it was nothing but Hell's Angels up there. So them coming into British Columbia is a big deal. This side of the Vancouver Sun by Kim Bolan. Kim Bolan, she has been covering this beat for years. So usually she's pretty spot on when she writes something about this. Hell's Angels rivals now living, operating in BC. Now, this according to the anti-gang police force. And the Canadians, I think they take freaking lessons from Australia when it comes to clubs. Members of both the Rebels and Outlaw motorcycle gangs have moved into BC, a province dominated for decades by the rival Hells Angels. Now, if you don't know who the Rebels are, the Rebels originally started out of Australia. They're actually huge out there. One of the top clubs out in Australia. I don't know about New Zealand, but Australia, I do know. That a little bit I do know. So they're over in Canada as well. The anti-gang combined forces special enforcement unit confirmed to Post Media that some outlaws have been living in BC. Okay. A Hungarian member of the biker gang was deported July 17th. Again, I believe that was covered by Outlaw Biker News Canada. Also, let's see here, CF SEU Sergeant. I am not going to even attempt to pronounce that last name. Couldn't comment specifically on the arrest and the removal of the Outlaws member who had been sponsored in Canada by a romantic partner. What? You got me totally confused there. But anyway, to each their own. And this is a quote, while the Outlaws do not currently maintain a functioning chapter in British Columbia, members from the Alberta-based Outlaws are known to reside there. So basically, you're releasing false information that wasn't verified. Just because somebody lives in an area doesn't mean they're moving in. Quote, the Outlaws and the Angels have been rivals for decades and have been involved in violent conflict through Canada, British Columbia, as well as in other countries where they operate. So right there, they're just equating these cops to somebody living there as moving in. That's just ridiculous. It goes on to say Rebels have established chapters in Alberta and has expanded into British Columbia, including an active chapter in the Southeast District. Given the transnational nature of outlaw motorcycle gangs and their criminal networks, the Combined Forces Special Enforcement Unit maintains dedicated coordinators who work closely. Then he just goes into the history. And I guess up there, they've been engaged, the Angels with the Rebels, all the time. I guess going back in 2021, some of the Hells Angels and Rebels, both group based in Alberta, got into a fight in Cranbrook after a chance encounter at a gas station. I'm telling you what, man, everything happens at gas stations. Five bikers showed up at the hospital with stab wounds. Now, again, the title of this Rivals Now Living and Operating in BC. And here I give you, Kim, I gave you some nods there, but you printed something like this. It's a clickbait type of deal, if you ask me. Just because you're living somewhere don't mean they're establishing. I do know Satan's Choice opened up in BC, so you'll see what happens out there with that one. Quick news here. Pagans, one of the members of the Pagans, was sent to state prison for an assault of rival bikers at Wawa in West Norrington. Chihuahua, that's his nickname, man. I didn't say nothing. He's going to be serving 15 months to 4 years in a state pen. The Bridgeport man, a member of the Pagans, started a physical altercation with rival bikers in the parking lot of a Wawa in West Norrington. We've covered that one. I know some others, actually, I think one of them took a plea deal or something like that, which I couldn't believe that one. Anyway, this was with the unknown unknown bikers that they're called out there. So, we got the news going on, but you got to watch how the news media spins a lot of stuff. We have to cover the title as it is, but we're just giving you a word of warning that they twist this stuff. And it's not until you get into the middle of the article that you say, well, damn, all they do is live there. And here is an article saying this is and that's happening. You know what it is. Anyway, that's the news. Black Dragon, you have lost your noodle, man. Oh my goodness gracious, your noodle's fried. It's gone. It's boiled the water away. I cannot believe you put cops on a list of your hierarchy. And I was like, nah, dude, does he smoke now? I'm sitting there thinking, man, he must be smoking some good stuff to put cops in the same category as clubs. I might have a little issue with cops and wearing patches and all that kind of stuff. But, people say, hey, man, you're old. It's time to get into the modern times. If this is modern times, I don't want it. Because I always talk about crossing that line, man. You never cross that line. They're there to bust you, and you're there to run away and not get busted, all that kind of stuff. So, BB, when you're smoking ass, you have to be. Put them on the same list, you went batshit crazy. Yes, they don't need to be on any damn list that has anything to do with clubs. They got their own thing, man. See, in the old days, there was like one freaking LEMC, and they weren't even called LEMCs back then. They were called cop clubs. But anyway, I regress. Was only the Blue Knights back then, and everybody knew you stay away from them and they'll stay away from you. But now these LEMCs have incorporated civilians, people that don't have badges or any of that stuff, into their clubs, kind of like the Punishers or the Iron Order. They're filled with cops. So to even think that they belong in the same category as everybody else, I'm just not buying it, BD. Like I said, get off smoking, man. It's killing your brain cells. No way. I know when you had something. I haven't been able to watch it, but trust me, I've heard about it, man. Everybody think you went batshit crazy on everybody. Anyway, that is the video for today. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Insane Throttle Music, man. Go over to that channel, check it out. We're all over the place on YouTube as well as all the streaming service. We got you covered when it comes to that ride, man. Rock on.
Insane Throttle, your official Google News source for everything biker. Thanks for riding with us. Smash that subscribe button. Check out InsaneThrottleNews.com for the latest updates and join the insanity today.
Insane Throttle Outlaw Rock, featuring Insane Throttle and Defiant Afterlife. Get your playlist full of pure rock and metal. Spotify, YouTube, subscribe, and crank it up.
Now I'm back in the fight.